Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. Thank you all so much for being here, for your continued love and support here on the channel. So today's pick a card reading, we are doing what is your spirit team currently helping you with? Okay, so we do have 3 crystals out here for you guys to choose from today. For group 1, you are going to be the Chrysacolla. Group 2, you're going to be yellow Jasper. And then group 3, you're going to be this cream crystal here. I'm not sure exactly what it is. It looks like it could be some kind of Jasper. We're just going to call it the cream crystal. Okay, so what is your spirit team currently helping you with? I am going to be adding in one of these cards to help you with making your choice if you do need the extra help. But if you already know which crystal you feel the most intuitively drawn to, you can go ahead right to the timestamp. It'll take you directly to your reading. So what is your spirit team currently helping you with? Okay, so let's see what we've got. Group number 1, we have card number 31, Conjurer, and it says higher self, fertility, and creativity, and that is with the Chrysacolla. Group number 2, we have Apprentice, card number 4, and it says higher education, beliefs, and wisdom. And that is with the yellow Jasper. Group number 3, we have card number 14 with faith, and it says hope, inspiration, and rejuvenation, and that is with this cream crystal. Okay, so those are the options for today. If you do feel drawn to more than one of the groups, that is perfectly okay for today's reading. Once again, what is your spirit team currently helping you with? Group number 1 with the Chrysacolla, group number 2 with the yellow Jasper, and group number 3 with the cream crystal. Timestamps will be down below for you guys, and I will see you at your reading. Hi, Group 1. So those of you that resonated with card number 31, Conjurer, higher self, fertility, and creativity with the Chrysacolla. This is going to be a reading today. So we're finding out what your spirit team is currently helping you with. We are going to pull some more cards here. So let's see. Group number 1, what is your spirit team currently helping you with? Now this energy is already powerful enough on its own, helping you to connect with your higher self, to your authentic self, your true self, to help you with creating something, manifesting, birthing something new. What is your spirit team currently helping you with? We have wrong path, make changes ASAP. We'll kind of see in what way. And then we have, wow, illusions, not seeing clearly. And I'm seeing limiting beliefs here at the bottom. Okay, so let's pull some more cards here. What is your spirit team currently helping you with? Group number 1. What is your spirit team currently helping you with? we have the cave. I'm going to pull one more. Ooh, the dead end. Okay. And then we have the heart at the bottom. Okay. So what we're going to do, let's actually try to make some room here. I'm going to pull the tarot. Okay, so first up, I want to ask Spirit, in what way are you on the wrong path? What wrong path is this? What does this have to do with, Spirit? Tell me more about the wrong path for group number 1. Okay. So we've got Judgment and the Hanged Man. Now, Judgment is about answering the call of the soul's calling. Okay, so it could be that you have received messages, signs about this, but you haven't taken any action yet, okay, towards aligning with what that is. Now, of course, this is a general reading. It's going to be different for all of you, but the hangman can also be a state of stagnancy, non-action. The hangman is also where we have a change of perspective, where we're able to see something clearly, right? Because here we've got illusions, not seeing clearly, the dead end. So the hangman can give us insight. It can give us enlightenment when we kind of take a step back and really kind of look at something or look at the signs that we're receiving from Spirit. I'm seeing the Death card here at the bottom. So there is a change that is needed here, okay? Maybe for some of you, it is the current job that you're at, okay, that is not in alignment with your soul or your higher self. So I want to get a little bit more information for you on that. Energies that are distracting you is showing up. Tell me more, Spirit, about this wrong path. The 9 of Swords. Maybe some of you are overthinking it, okay? Like if you do receive the signs and then we start to get into our head and start to overthink, overanalyze it, or it could be something that where we do receive the signs and then we're starting to feel nervous or anxious about doing whatever that is, okay? Yeah, we've got the World at the bottom. Now, the World could certainly be bringing something to an end, right? The Judgment card is also a call to release something. The Hangman can talk about making a sacrifice, letting something go. And maybe that letting go, maybe it's like a job that you've had. Maybe it's a career and you're just like, ugh, I've worked so hard for this career, but I feel that it's not aligned with me, but then we haven't left it yet, right? The Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles. I will say this. Some of you are meant to be a spiritual path, okay? This could go into healing or even teaching, okay? Now, it may not necessarily be teaching in a traditional sense. This could be like a spiritual teacher, okay, for some of you. Now, of course, with that, we need to educate ourselves, right? The Hierophant is a very wise energy. Some of you might already have that wisdom, and you need to just get started and switch over. But some of you, this could be about you getting a mentor, a teacher, meaning that you're taking classes, you're educating yourself maybe on different healing modalities, or you are someone who's taking some kind of classes, certifications, so that you're ready and prepared. Now, when I look at this cave energy here, it does remind me a lot of the Hermit energy, And the Hermit is a mentor as well. It's a guide, right? And here we have these two little eyes that are in the cave, right? So this is like the darkness that we're seeing, and then there's that little light right there. So you could be someone who does help others to move and navigate through their own darkness, meaning their dark night of the soul, or it could be that you're lighting the way for others, okay? But I feel that many of you that chose this are meant to be spiritual teachers of some kind, educating others, sharing your wisdom and knowledge with others. Okay. So what else do I want to say here? Your higher self, getting connected in with your higher self. Fertility, which is basically creating something here, birthing something, creating something new. I feel like I want to get a little bit more on this Judgment card here. Tell me more about this for group 1, Judgment. Clarified Judgment. Magician in reverse. Oops. 7 of Cups. Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion here, perhaps. Some of you could be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with different ideas, different options. Like, should I do this? Should I do that? How about this? How about that? And that's the overthinking there. That's what causes the indecision and the stagnancy. The Magician in reverse is also a lack of focused intention, or a lack of focus, lack of willpower. It could be fear that you're not going to be good enough, you're not going to be successful, you can't do it. The 5 of Swords in reverse is a need to stop the self-sabotaging thoughts, overcoming them, being able to overcome them, and to recognize the power, because the Magician is also our connection to source, right? Your connection to your higher self, to the universe. This is infinite potential, infinite power to create. You have to start seeing yourself as the magician, as creator, as co-creator of your own reality. Standing in your power, basically. Look at who's at the bottom. Okay. Now, if you are someone who doesn't know what your purpose is, what your mission is, what your path is, we need to stop looking for answers outside of ourselves. Okay? Your higher self has the information. The Hermit is the journey inward. It is the journey of self-discovery. It is this cave energy. Right? It is through the darkness where we connect to our light, the light within your heart. This is about self-discovery. This is where we have to spend that time in quiet reflection, because your higher self has given you signs your entire life. The universe has given you signs your entire life. Okay? Some of you are way showers, right? The Hermit is holding the lantern. The Hermit is also an incredibly wise energy. Okay, there's a lot of this is a very spiritual card. So like I said, many of you are meant to align onto a spiritual path. Judgment can also be about awakening. Perhaps you are someone who's gone through a spiritual awakening, and you're meant to help to guide others to their path, to discovering what their path is, to helping them when they're going through, like I said, their dark night of the soul, when they're going through their awakening, right? Because of course you'll always have someone who's further along in their ascension than you, right? But then you are also further along than others are, right? And that can be insight, information, wisdom, knowledge that you give to other people to help them. This could be your own business. This could be where you do some kind, maybe you become a spiritual life coach. a spiritual advisor. Ace of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Four of Pentacles, and the Justice card. Three of Pentacles. Some of you are meant to be entrepreneurs. Okay. Queen of Wands, Ten of Swords, Six of Cups, healers. What is this illusion here? Also, the limiting beliefs was here, too. Limiting beliefs. You know, you could be saying, I can't teach, or I don't feel like I'm ready. And Spirit's like, yes, you are. Yes, you are. What is this illusion here? Seven of Pentacles, Page of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. So Page of Cups energy represents a certain level of, in a way you might see yourself as, I'm not, my spiritual skills are not developed enough. Okay. Because this is going to be the more underdeveloped energy. The Seven of Pentacles is about frustration. It could be about, maybe you feel like, oh, well, I'm not exactly where I think I should be, so maybe I should just wait until my gifts are better, or until I have more knowledge, or haven't learned enough yet. I don't feel like I'm ready, right? All the ways in which we limit ourselves to thinking that where we're at right now is not good enough, that it's not enough, right? Like I just said, remember that, of course, yes, there will always be people that are further along in their ascension than you. They will have more wisdom, more knowledge, and we can certainly create friendships and connections with people who are inspiration to you, who are good mentors and teachers. But you are also able to share your own wisdom, your own knowledge, and know that what you have right now is valuable, right? Even if you're someone who's just going through your spiritual awakening and already there's so much you're learning, so much you're receiving from Spirit, downloads and things of that nature, right? You can share that, right? You can guide others in that way. What else do I want to say here? I think I want to look at the limiting beliefs here. What is this surrounding the limiting beliefs? Empress. So this is surrounding the feminine energy. Look at that. This is about creating. This is about abundance. Your ability to manifest, your ability to create. So this is why your higher self is trying to work on helping you to connect with your higher self, your divine feminine within, your power of creation, your power of manifestation, right? We've got the Ace of Pentacles here, which is an opportunity for a new start, a new beginning. So even if you would be, right, leaving behind a different type of job, a different type of career, it is that limiting belief that tells us that we can't manifest, we can't create, we can't do this, we can't turn this into a career. You can't turn this into your business. You won't be successful. You won't make enough money. You won't get clients. What if nobody likes you, right? All those negative thoughts that kind of are in your mind, you know? And of course, right, if you're just starting, like I said, you can certainly take classes, right? Get some certifications, study. Okay. What is this dead end here? What does this represent? The dead end? The Fool. The Nine of Cups. You know, so maybe there's the Two of Swords at the bottom, which is indecision or confusion. Maybe a need to listen to your inner voice here. The Nine of Cups is about wish fulfillment. The Fool is about opening yourself up to a new path, a new journey, unlimited possibilities, unlimited potential, starting fresh, starting new, clean slate. The dead end, of course, could represent where you feel right now like you're not going anywhere. Maybe we are literally in a dead end job. Okay? Or maybe in something where you feel like you're no longer growing, you're no longer expanding, and it's time for something new. What does this cave represent for group 1? Three of Wands in reverse, 10 of Swords, 4 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Okay, so yeah, this is really Spirit wanting you to work on connecting in with your heart, your intuition, your creative energy, the feminine within, okay? This is almost kind of giving this energy of gestation, right? The Empress is pregnant. Part of pregnancy is that period of gestation where we're, you know, in that dark, something is being created here. And it could be for some of you, there's a lot of overthinking. Like I said, a lot of getting in your head. A need for planning for future, next steps. Okay, next step. Some of you are meant to be doing retreats. Okay. Retreats for people, bringing people together. Healing ceremonies, healing circles. Some of you, it could be a focus on working with females. Empowering females, teaching even something about self-love, nurturing the self-love, self-care, honoring feminine energy, divine feminine. Yeah. I'm getting like women's circles, healing circles, retreats. Okay. What is this about the heart? 8 of Pentacles, 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles. So there is definitely service to others here, okay? Providing a service to others. 3 of Cups is at the bottom. This is groups of people. Forming bonds, friendships, connections. You can be teaching workshops, okay? Which of course you could do in person, you could do online. You could also be taking workshops to improve your skills. The 8 of Pentacles is about mastering something, studying, learning, because we are having to do with the heart here. It makes me think about love, healing, nurturing the self-love. Okay, so now we're going to ask Spirit what your advice is, because this is where Spirit is saying some of you are on the wrong path here. Okay, maybe like this is what you're supposed to be doing, but then let's just say you have a job and career and you have a job in finance. Okay, not to say that, you know, it can't be a good job and you can't make good money, but it's not in alignment with your soul. Okay, so we're going to ask Spirit what your advice is. Well, from what we're seeing so far, there's a need for making changes. Okay, So we're going to start working on this. If you feel truly resonating with this energy and you know it, you feel it within your heart, like this is what you're meant to be doing, this is your message to get started, right? And that's getting started could be maybe you're going to start organizing business ideas. Maybe you're going to start taking certain classes, certain certifications. You're going to take a speaking class. Maybe it's going to help you to be more confident so that you get comfortable with talking with other people, especially if you're really shy. And I totally get that, because when I first started YouTube, you know, I am very introverted by nature, but now I've kind of turned into more of an introvert extrovert. Also because I was a nurse, it helped me having and being in that career field. You do teach people, you teach patients, right? You're listening and talking and working with other nurses, doctors. So there's a lot of like, you need to speak up. You need to advocate for your patients. You need to talk to people. You need to talk to family members, to other doctors, to other staff. So you have to, you have to talk, you have to communicate, you have to develop stronger social skills, right? So I had to learn how to do that. But even when I started YouTube, I was so embarrassed and so nervous and so shy. And then of course, when I started doing readings for people, it was the same thing. I felt so nervous. Even to the live tarot readings that I've done for people over the past, to do one-on-one Zoom sessions with them, things like that, just nervous. But, you know, we can take classes. We can take public speaking classes, or we can start with like little small groups of classes where you have to work with your classmates and have to do things together where you learn how to develop social skills, things of that nature. Okay, so what is group one's advice here? Okay, so Judgment is here again, and the Nine of Swords is in reverse this time. It's the same thing that we have under there, okay? So Judgment is like a huge announcement, right, from Spirit. It's a wake-up call, basically, right? The Nine of Swords is about overcoming your fear and anxiety, because if this is your calling, it's what you're meant to do. Okay? What is your advice? Answer the call. Look at that. Go. Go, group one. Yeah, Queen of Cups and the Six of Pentacles, and there's the Magician, Six of Wands, Queen of Wands. Okay. Yeah. Queen of Cups, this is very, very spiritual energy. Six of Pentacles, again, we're helping others, serving others. The Magician is about you picking up your magic wand and getting started, okay? We have the Six of Wands here and the Queen of Wands. So many of you, this is going to be, if it's your passion, if it's a desire that you have, this is going after it. Six of Wands energy here is about being in the spotlight. It's about recognition. So you are meant to be out there, group one, with your talent, with your skills, with your gifts, with your business. It's time to go, right? And of course, we can take steps towards getting to that point, to fully transitioning over, you know. Of course, you shouldn't just like quit your job. Just quit your job, you know, where you have no income. Don't do that. But you can start slowly making that transition over. Maybe you cut down hours at work a little bit if you can. Or you start taking classes on the weekend during your free time, or even after work if you have the energy to do so. Or you start studying, right? You start looking up business ideas, what types of things that you want to do. Start coming up with a little list or a plan of things that are interesting to you, and just kind of getting things in order, okay? But this kind of feels like the way that Spirit is kind of bringing out this message is that it's probably been a while that Spirit has been telling you. So it's time to get moving, okay? All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group one. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Hi, group two. So those of you that resonate with card number 4, Apprentice, and it says higher education, beliefs, and wisdom. Now this kind of with these keywords here, it reminds me a lot of the Hierophant, but then that word apprentice reminds me of the Eight of Pentacles, which is about apprenticeship. And it's also about studying something, learning something, putting a lot of time, effort, commitment, dedication, discipline into, doing something over and over again until we get to that place of mastery. Okay, so we're going to see where this is going for you, but we're asking today, what is your spirit team basically helping you with right now? Okay, so apprentice, which means you're learning something, perhaps about your belief systems, whether they're belief systems that are really helping you in a positive way in your life, or even ones that we need to release, ones that are not so great, limiting beliefs. Okay, so of course this your spirit team helping you with this can come in many different ways. There could be certain people in your life that teach you certain things, whether it's going through, relationships with others, experiences, things that go on at work with family members, or even, if you're literally at school or university studying something. So let's take a look here and see, what is your spirit team helping you with right now? Friendships. We've got platonic friendships. Group number 2. What is your spirit team currently helping you with? We've got burnt out, burnout, and creative expression. I'm also seeing career stagnancy at the bottom. Okay, so we're going to put these here. We're going to pull some more cards here. I think I'm going to... guess we'll put it up there. We'll keep this to the side, but we're going to pull some more cards. So we have Apocalypsis. What is group 2's? Oops. We have the Village and also the Ocean. Okay. Now let's pull your tarot. Group 2, what is your spirit team currently helping you with? The Magician, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups in reverse, 3 of Cups, Temperance, and the Chariot. Well, there's the friendships. Okay. So this almost kind of makes me feel that maybe some of you have some connections with others, people that you surround yourself with, whether they're friends that you have at work, or if they're friends that you've made kind of like outside of work. I'm seeing, look at that, 10 of Wands at the bottom. Ten of Wands is that burnout energy. So maybe some of you are dealing with, like I said, maybe friends that are not really... I feel like helping you to grow, helping you to evolve, or even kind of like growing with you. Because of course there's certain things that you can learn here, but it kind of makes me feel like maybe these connections are ones that are no longer serving you. Maybe there's friendships that you have that are stressful, complicated. We have the Two of Pentacles energy here, so it might even be friends that are inconsistent, where there is some type of imbalance that's here. And if you are someone who's looking to have maybe, say, more balance in your life, because this could even be a situation where, like, let's just say you're someone who doesn't really have any friends, and this could be something where you're being guided towards socializing more, okay? Because the Three of Cups is about going out and having a good time, spending time with people who are emotionally supportive, who are, who support you. Because with the energy of the Village here, this kind of gives this energy of a need to get out, a need to expand, okay? Especially with the Chariot being here. This is about moving forward, making progress. So yeah, I mean, I feel like this can go either way. If you're either someone who doesn't really have friends and you need to put more time into building social connections with others that are balanced, okay, because we do have Temperance here. Balanced connections, meaning that there is mutual energy between you and the others, or even ones that, support you in a way where the groups of friends inspire each other, okay, that people that accept you for you and who you are, okay, or you also accepting them. Something that's mutual there. If you're someone who kind of, say, like, prioritizes other areas of your life, and you work all the time, and you have no time for you have no time for fun, and you feel burnt out, you feel stressed out, sometimes it also helps to be able to have friends to talk to, to help you to express yourself and what you're feeling and what you're going through. And, the Ocean is also here. The Ocean is, very energy of exploring. I kind of look at it as like the depths of your feelings, your emotions, your subconscious, the things that are kind of like running at the back of your mind. If you're kind of holding on to certain things emotionally and they're making you feel drained or tired or exhausted, sometimes we also just need that time for play, for fun, for laughing, for going and doing something fun, going on a road trip, okay? Because I'm seeing the Chariot here could also be travel. So we're going to open this up a little bit. Now we do have career stagnancy here, okay? So maybe for some of you, it's needing to kind of make certain changes as well. Maybe to explore other opportunities, other options that'll help you with continued growth. Let's see, where is... Okay, so Spirit, tell me a little bit more about this. First off, the Apprentice energy with higher education, beliefs, and wisdom. I'm going to take this in reverse. 10 of Cups and, okay, 5 of Wands. Okay, so you might even, because the 6 of Cups can be about friendships. I mean, this could even be family too, but with the 6 of Cups in reverse, this is when we're kind of closed off to connecting with others, not open to sharing, or we're not really bonding. We're not building emotional connections with our friends. Now, maybe these are friends who you don't really feel comfortable with really going deep with, or they're just maybe where you try to, it kind of feels like a connection that's not reciprocal, meaning that if they have something to tell you, you're always there, you always listen to them, you're always there for them. But then when it comes the other way around, where you want to talk about things and you want to express yourself, they shut you down, or they're just not there for you. Okay? The Five of Wands is also about competition, jealousy, fighting, arguing, incompatibility. So again, these might be people, because we have the Apprentice here. So maybe some of you are learning how to truly build lasting, fulfilling relationships with others. Okay? If you have people around you that you are your friends, but yet they're competing with you, they're jealous of you, or you guys are both jealous of each other, you're not being very, nurturing with each other, loving with each other, there's a lack of fulfillment there. There could certainly be lessons, it's there. This may even be something that is rooted from childhood. If you were someone who had siblings growing up and there was sibling rivalry within the family, or favoritism, like if the family paid more attention to like your brother or your sister, or was kind of like doting on your cousins, or anything like that, where it kind of made you feel like you weren't good enough, where it started to create insecurities within you, where it might make us as an adult feel jealous or envious of friends and feeling like, we're not attractive enough, or whatever else could be kind of going through our mind. So it could be a situation where we have difficulty with friendships, where we're constantly meeting and connecting with people that we're just not aligned with. We don't share the same values, the same belief systems, right? Which is what this is basically about here, right? So you could be learning a lot right now about relationships with others, specifically where Spirit is saying your platonic ones. Okay, so maybe it is. Maybe some of you have already been kind of feeling like, this friend's here for me sometimes, not then, not, there's always fighting and bickering, and, this person's acting jealous of me, this person's trying to compete with me. And so you may have already been at that place where you're deciding, should I break up with this friend? Should I let this friendship go? Should I move on from it? Should I find some new friends? And I do feel like Spirit's telling you, that you should move on to friendships that are more balanced. So if you are, you have that friend around you who doesn't really act like a friend, who's more jealous or envious or just fighting with you, and it's just drama, then yes, maybe this is the time to kind of get out, make some new friends, okay? Something that's more fulfilling, something that makes you feel happy when you see that person. It's not a drain on your energy, because you can even feel burnt out and drained from being around certain people. So that's also a good indicator too. How do you feel after spending time with someone? Do you feel energized and happy and, just inspired and, all that good energy? Or do you feel like just completely drained and irritated? Maybe, I know I've had friends like that in my past, where I want to spend time with them so bad because there's certain parts of their personality that I would love. But then after I would spend time with them, I would feel insecure. I'd feel, because that friend friends would be judgmental and criticizing certain things and giving what do they call that? Backhanded compliments, being passive aggressive. And so I would be like, why is this person being mean to me? Like, I didn't even do anything to them. So, sometimes you can just have that kind of people where you end up feeling tired and drained and stressed out after you spend time with them. So I would say that's a really good indicator. How do you feel? after you spend time with that friend? Okay, what kind of energy do you feel? So, let's clarify this ocean energy. You know, and I feel like the lesson here with that is if you are dealing with that energy, what are you doing about it? Are we setting boundaries? Are we deciding that we're going to, like I said, maybe break up with that friend, end the friendship, make new friends? And I know sometimes that's a little bit harder as an adult. It's kind of awkward. Or you're like going up to somebody and you're like already 30, 35 years old. Hey, you want to be my friend? Of course you don't do it like that, but I mean, sometimes you might, but let's see. 7 of Pentacles. Knight of Cups. Yeah. Okay, so yes, I feel like this has a lot to do with friendships here, okay? So if you're someone who has friendships that are supportive, loving, nurturing, this is not your message, okay? This is very specific to those of you that have friendships that are not supportive, that Spirit is really wanting you to take a look at. And if you yourself find yourself jealous of your friends, the 4 of Pentacles is about insecurities, okay? And the 7 of Pentacles can also be about a success being unfulfilled. It could be a need for us to reassess, reevaluate. The Knight of Cups is about your feelings and your emotions. Okay, so especially if you're someone who has no friends, you have problems, issues making friends, keeping friends, getting along with people. This is Spirit wanting you to look at any underlying insecurities that you might have, which, like I said, this could be stemming from childhood. Okay. Now, if you were someone who during your childhood was bullied, was rejected, felt isolated, felt like you didn't fit in, felt like people didn't accept you, that can also, right, cause us to have some insecurities, especially as an adult with making friends. Okay. So this is Spirit wanting you to explore your emotions, go deeper into your emotions, and to kind of take a look at any insecurities that you might have, because we are going to attract people based off of what our psychological wounds are. Okay? And your soul is here to grow, is here to learn, is here to evolve. So if we're holding on to certain belief systems about friends, maybe it's trust issues, or, you know, we have a certain belief system that, you know, oh, everybody's jealous of me, or, you know, nobody likes me, or things like that, right? We're going to attract those types of situations that reflect those belief systems. And it is in an effort, right, from your higher self to help you to identify what needs healing, where we need to grow, what we need to change, how we need to transform, to look at our insecurities, with the Temperance energy here, to heal, to transmute. Okay, I want to get a little bit more about this burnout. Four of Cups in reverse. So this could even be making you feel bored, feel unhappy. The Four of Cups is a feeling of discontent, okay? It's just a general feeling of unhappiness. We kind of feel like we're not happy with many things in our life. We're distracted. We could be focusing a lot on things from the past, not fully present, emotionally depleted, unavailable. We could also be dealing with a lot of unstable emotions. You know, it could be that your connections with others, your friendships are emotionally draining. It could be that we're dealing with rejection. Okay. Some of you could be feeling really burnt out and trying to figure out, like, why do I feel like this? What's going on with me? Why do I feel unhappy? You know, it could even be causing feelings where nothing that's going on in our life we see as positive. We're just kind of like in that very energy of like, I don't like anything, you know? And I've been there. I know that feeling too. Just completely consumed by my misery, that anything positive or, you know, anything good happening in my life, I just didn't care. I didn't care. And I was very negative about it. Even if someone was like, oh my goodness, come on, let's do this, let's do that. Aren't you so excited? No, I wasn't. I was like the Debbie Downer, and the Four of Cups is like the Debbie Downer card. We're just checked out in that energy, you know? Depleted, drained. Maybe some of you are just emotionally drained. Maybe you're someone who just gives and gives and gives to others, and people are not giving back to you. What does that also teach us, right? To not overgive, not people please. It also teaches us about self-abandonment, self-neglect. Okay. Taking less than we deserve. And Spirit is wanting you to have connections with people that give back to you. Like I said, take notice of how you feel when you spend time with people. Okay? Now, if you're someone who doesn't, like I said, doesn't have a whole lot of friends right now, or hasn't none, you know, then first off, we want to address the feeling of being burnt out, right? If you're someone who works so hard, because we do have career stagnancy here, and I'm also seeing mental well-being here at the bottom, right? We want to make sure that you're good. Because if we don't feel good, right, mentally, emotionally, we can't focus on anything. We have no energy to be creative. We have no energy to, you know, talk to people, to be with people. This is also boredom. Some of you could be bored at your job. You could be at a workplace. Like I said, some of you might consider your coworkers your friends. Okay? And maybe friends or coworkers at work are like that, where they are rejecting you, they're pushing you away, they've got it, or it's very cliquey, you know? So yeah, tell me a little bit more about this burnout, Spirit. Yeah, look at that. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you are not even happy with your job. Like the Queen of Pentacles in reverse is when we are not even, it feels like we're at work, but we're not there. We're not investing into work anymore. Like some of you are just checked out from work. Like you don't want to be there. You don't like your job. And we've got the Knight of Swords here at the bottom, and the Ten of Swords is here. I feel like some of you probably want to quit. You want to leave. You may feel like the workplace is not nurturing you. You might feel like it's not really like not giving you what you need. You're not getting the raises, you're not getting the promotions, you're not getting the growth that you want. And you know, I feel like with that Knight of Swords, you know, you could have like people around you, bosses and stuff like that are just like, you know, telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that, and everything is rushed, or you feel overloaded, overworked for some of you. You know, I mean, this could be an environment thing here, like just being around a toxic environment, mentally just drained, mentally and emotionally drained. And of course, what you've got going on at work, right, can overlap into other areas of your life. You can, if you're feeling unhappy at work and you got to go there every day, and then we go hang out with friends after work or other people, we might feel irritated. We might feel like, you know what, I have no energy to give in this friend. And sometimes we can be a bad friend too. So all in all, what I would kind of take away from this is going back to the question of what is your spirit team trying to help you with right now. I do feel like, you know, your mental well-being is super important. Your emotional state of being. With the things that you give your time and your energy to, group 2, how are you feeling? Because when we're feeling like this with things that are depleting us, I mean, look at the energy surrounding work. Look at the energy surrounding friends. Look at your emotions. How can we possibly have any energy left for self, for creative expression, when you're feeling like this? And like I said, this village energy is very limiting, right? Are we limiting ourselves in terms of job prospects? Are we limiting ourselves in terms of the types of friendships that we can have, the relationships that we can have? How do you feel with the things that you give your time and your energy to? Unstable? A lack of security? Lack of stability? You know, the Two of Pentacles can also be about getting our priorities in order, and you are priority number 1. You have to take care of you. So when we're dealing with things like this, of course, the universe is going to show us signs, right? Hey, maybe you should leave your job. Hey, maybe you should get out of that friendship. But we have to take action to change it. So there could be certain things that play out, right? Where you've thought about, you know what? I don't know that this friendship is really healthy anymore, but we haven't ended it yet. And so we might kind of continue to experience some unpleasant things and learn that we love ourselves enough to remove ourselves from that toxic friendship or that toxic work environment. Let's look at creative expression here. Yeah. We've got the Six of Wands here, the Six of Swords, and the Empress in reverse. So there's a block here. All of this could certainly be creating blocks for you creatively. The Empress is in reverse. Six of Wands is something that we're needing to recognize, something that we're needing to acknowledge, that maybe the reason, especially for those of you who are like, I want to do this or I want to do that, but I feel blocked. This is why. Look at all this stuff that's draining your energy. Six of Swords is a need to move on. It's a need for peace and calm. Six of Wands is also about recognition, appreciation. Do you feel like your job sees your worth? Sees your value? Do you feel like the connections that you have with others value you? Are we giving to people who do not see your worth? Do we have our own feeling of unworthiness that we're dealing with? Perhaps some of you, this is healing, a mother wound or healing wounds surrounding your feminine energy. It's a time for self-love. It's a time for nurturing you, especially if you're feeling burnt out. It's time to mother the self. Because that'll help you to remove those blockages so that we can create again. We have the energy to focus. We have the energy to form new relationships that are healthier. We have the energy to look for a better job. Look for something that's more in alignment. Maybe some of you need to go on a little vacation. Okay? Okay, so let's see. What else did I want to do here? Let's see. Let's actually pull one of these. Is there anything else for group 2, Spirit? Anything else for group 2? Focus. And we have concealed here. And the inner child. Inner child. Like I said, some of you, this is childhood. Okay? Tell me more about focus for group 2. Knight of Pentacles is focusing on long term. Okay? Your long-term goals. What do you want your life to look like? What do you want in it? Now is where we start taking steps towards being more purposeful and intentional with what we're putting our energy to. What is this concealed here? Page of Cups in reverse. That's the inner child. Nurturing, healing. It's also creativity, but it's coming out blocked. Okay, Eight of Swords, self-limiting beliefs, negative thoughts. Some of you need to creatively express yourself, right? You have something to express, something to create. Some of you might be really shy. Okay, and needing to work on being less shy. Being less shy about expressing yourself or feeling that what you have to create, like if it's art, if it's music, if it's poetry, if it's no matter what it is, that you don't judge yourself, you don't criticize yourself. This could even be working on your self-esteem and your confidence, because we might have things that we want to do. Like if you're someone who likes to sing and you feel like, oh, I can't sing because I don't think that other people are going to like it, or, they're not going to like my music, or they're not going to like my art, or something like that. It's a lot of self-limiting beliefs. So this is your time to shine. This is your time to to put yourself out there and to be confident in yourself. What is this inner child energy? Seven of Swords. Insecurities. Okay? That we need to work towards bringing to an end here within the inner child. Okay? Needing healing. It's a lot of heaviness that could be, you could be carrying from your from that energy, from that wound. Okay? Seven of Swords can also be betrayal wounds, trust issues. If you've had maybe friends who've been manipulative or who have deceived you in some way, even during early childhood years, right? Or you've had parents who've betrayed you in some way. That can still be affecting your inner child, okay? Creating trust issues, insecurities within us. We have to bring to a close. Okay, so focus on healing is also what Spirit is wanting you to do. Pay attention to your thoughts, your feelings. Make yourself a priority group too. Okay, all right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, Group 3. So those of you that resonate with card number 14, Faith, it says hope, inspiration, and rejuvenation. So we're asking Spirit today what your spirit team is currently helping you with. And so being that you chose this card of faith, it makes me feel that you are someone who maybe has been going through a difficult time, has maybe been dealing with certain challenges in some area of your life, or maybe many areas of your life. It may be something that you're going through currently or have gone through in the past. Or some of you may have even felt like your entire life has been difficult. And so I feel that your spirit team is trying to help you with faith, to help you to feel, because it's saying rejuvenation, hope, inspiration. It reminds me of the Star card in the tarot. And the Star is about healing. It's about renewal and having trust, having faith, having hope. So yeah, it kind of makes me feel that those of you that chose this have maybe been dealing with challenges, difficulty. And so your spirit team is trying to help to lift your spirits, literally, to help you feel better about your future. And this might include changing, helping you to change your belief systems. That, you know, like if all you've been dealing with, let's just use an example, if all you've been dealing with is, you know, difficult experiences, trauma, pain, you know, lots of difficult things, then certainly that can kind of make us feel sometimes that the universe is working against us, or that we're being punished, or that we've got some kind of, you know, curse or bad karma, or, you know, make us feel like our entire life is just meant to be like that. And that experiences in life can't be joyful and positive, and, you know, so it just, that's kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. So we're going to see what comes through with the tarot. We're going to pull some oracle here. So group number 3, what is your spirit team? It may even be like, you know, helping you to feel a sense of peace and calm after you've gone through something that took a lot of your energy, where you feel a little bit of a reset, to restore hope within you. Whoa. Okay, I'm just going to take that one. Your physical well-being. What is your spirit team trying to help you with right now? Ooh, a dead-end relationship. Okay, so some of you, it could be really any type of relationship, okay? Romantic, platonic, something having to do with a family member. It may even be a job. We're going to get a little bit more information on that, but it may even be the relationship that we have with self. Okay, let's see. What is your spirit team helping you with right now, group 3? Friendships, okay. I'm also seeing emotional well-being at the bottom. So we're going to put this up here. I'm going to try to squeeze this in. We're going to put physical and we'll leave it like that so we have space. Your physical and emotional well-being. And what is your spirit team currently helping you with, group 3? We have the thread. The village. And we have the mentor. Okay. I am seeing the desert at the bottom, and I do feel like I want to take this because the desert is dry. And I feel that because of the emotional well-being here, it makes me feel like there's something here that maybe has been really perhaps not giving back to you, limiting you. I mean, we do have dead-end relationship here, and it kind of looks like this person is completely like the only thing that's out of the sand in the desert or the dirt is the hands coming out still. It kind of reminds me of like quicksand. So let's pull your tarot and see what is coming through here. Let's actually move this up here. What is group 3's spirit team helping them with at this time? 9 of Cups in reverse. 2 of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. Some of you could be dealing with a person who's very inconsistent, someone who makes you feel confused, someone who you feel an overall sense of unhappiness, discontent. Yeah, it makes me feel like you're not receiving what you need. Okay. Some of you could have also literally been dealing with financial difficulties. Trying to straighten out your finances. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. Yeah, so this can have to do with income. But for some of you, I'm seeing that there's... Some of you, it could literally be a friendship that... has changed on you. Maybe people who you've helped, or who may have even provided help to you. But it feels like there's some type of imbalance here with something that you're not getting back here. Maybe, maybe this was meant to teach you something here with this mentor showing up. Or, because we are asking, what is your spirit team helping you with? There could be new people, new friend coming into your life who's going to be mentoring you in some way, sharing some type of wisdom or knowledge. With that owl there. You know, it could be a new friend that you have coming into your life that's, you know, helping you even. So this could be replacing, you know, if you're in some kind of dead-end relationship, no matter what kind it is, the universe could be kind of trying to replace it with someone new who is going to... And looking at the way this owl is, the way that its wings are kind of out, it looks like a very protective energy as well. With the thread being here, though, that thread card is more about you being connected to your innermost self. Both of these energies to me look very limiting. The desert, and because the desert is dry, it's desolate. In a way, it kind of makes me feel like we're starved for water. We're starved for emotions. So let's try to get a little bit more here. I'm going to ask Spirit to tell me a little bit more about this dead-end relationship, first off. Tell me a little bit more about this dead-end relationship for group number... Page of Wands. This could be with, I mean, some of you, it could be a fire sign, but it feels like this person is very immature, okay? Could be also a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This person could be someone who's very controlling, possessive, greedy, clingy. It could be, it may also be the other way around, okay? It might be someone who you are attached to, you are clinging on to. It may also be a person who you're holding on to, who's not giving to you emotionally, not giving to you physically, not taking action towards you. Again, maybe a person who's inconsistent. Some of you, it could even be romantic here, okay? Some of you could be dealing with a person. I mean, we've got all pages here. Pages are a more immature energy, okay? It could be a person who's not investing into you, who you give more than they give to you. It could be a person who has a bad temper, a person who's manipulative. Overall, it kind of feels like a situation that's not good for you. And it could be, right, draining you emotionally and starting to affect you physically. I'm even kind of feeling an energy here of abandonment. Some of you, this is a person who doesn't know how to control their emotions. They might lash out and act very childlike. Ten of Swords is at the bottom. I mean, for some of you, this could have even been a relationship that's already ended and you're still holding on. Or they're still holding on. Like if you broke up with them and then they try to message you and try to come back into your life and, you know, telling you they're going to be better this time, and then they're not. And they're still not putting in the effort or not showing up in the way in which you need them to. They could be a person who you do more for them than they do for you, or they're just not doing for you. You know, so whatever this situation is that you made, like I said, some of you may have been dealing with difficulties. And so your spirit team is trying to come in and help you to restore faith, to help you to feel inspired, perhaps to get reconnected with the self and your own needs at this time. Maybe shifting the focus towards yourself and focusing on a new beginning for yourself without this energy, without this person. So there is a dead-end relationship. And some of you might know exactly who it is with. There might be betrayal here. There's rejection, ignoring. Some of you, this might be a father of your child. For some of you, it might even be a person who's trying to talk to you and you don't want anything to do with them. That you've already lost interest. That you don't want to have anything to do with. And they're just still kind of lingering here. We've got Aries energy here. I'm also seeing Leo. And then the Five of Pentacles is here. So, I mean, this person, like I was picking up earlier, abandonment. This could be a person who shuts you out, who has made you feel abandoned in some way, has rejected you. It could be a relationship that's ended in betrayal, a relationship that's ended in divorce. It can be a relationship that had more to do with physical than actual commitment. A person who wasn't interested in taking the relationship further, which again, this is not putting enough, not reciprocating energy, not committing to something deeper, something more. You know, you could even be dealing with a person who was really bad with money, who doesn't have their finances together and cannot provide. A person that you have a child with who is not in their life, who's not helping you out financially, who is not wanting to be a family with you, who's abandoning you and child. A person who's rejecting something more, like if you're telling them, hey, you know, I would like to build a life with you, would like to have a relationship with you, and they're just not putting the energy to do that. Okay, these are the types of situations that I'm kind of getting from this. So again, this is trying to help you to restore your faith that, you know, if this is the type of situations that you've had to deal with and maybe in the past or dealing with right now, and it's caused a lot of pain, a lot of heartbreak, a lot of unhappiness, you know, then I feel like I said, I feel like Spirit is kind of replacing these connections for you with something better, something more reciprocal. Okay, so let's look at this friendships here and platonic. Five of Cups. Wow. This could even be dealing with people who, like, I'm getting like friends with benefits situation. People that hid their intentions about only wanting something physical with you. And that ending up being something that made you feel sad. Maybe even regret over investing so much of your time and your energy. It just feels like difficult things that we're dealing with. Okay, difficult things that we're dealing with that have really affected you in this way. People that are deceptive, people that, because the Knight of Wands is very fleeting energy. It's intense, it's passionate, but it's also short-lived. It's unpredictable. The Knight of Wands is unpredictable energy from someone. Could be a person who friend-zoned you, you know? I just, you know, generally just kind of see a lot of unpleasant situations that you've had to deal with here. And so starting off with the Nine of Cups is that, you know, when a wish has not been fulfilled, or, you know, we did get what we wanted, what we asked for, but it wasn't what we thought it was going to be. You know, like, let's just say we have a wish, like, ooh, I want to get married. I want to marry this person. And you do marry them. And then you find out that they're not who you thought they were. So your wish came true. You got married, but it wasn't something that made you feel happy or fulfilled. That's that Nine of Cups in reverse energy. This is also a feeling of a lack of emotional fulfillment. We don't feel content. We feel something's just not right. Something's off. We're unhappy. Let's look at this mentor here. The Sun. Yeah. Taurus, air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. We've also got Leo. So this could most certainly be Spirit bringing in someone for you. Okay. Someone that's very wise. Bringing a mentor of some kind. And, you know, they don't even have to be like, hi, I'm a mentor. Nice to meet you. They could be someone who kind of plays that role in your life right now. They could be a friend. They could be really anyone. Okay. But the Hierophant is going to symbolize, it could be for some of you a person who's spiritual. Okay. Someone who's very wise. The Queen of Swords is also very wise. Very knowledgeable. A person who's very honest. a person who gives good advice. Okay. And with the sun energy here, it could be a person who, with you talking to them and learning from them, or you sharing something with them, or them listening to you, it could bring happiness into your life. It can restore your faith. Some of you, it may even be that at this time you feel, called to go to, pick up spiritual practices, or, if you're someone who used to go to church a long time ago and you haven't gone for a while and you feel like, you know what, I'm going to go. The Hierophant can also symbolize a priest, a person who is even a teacher, So you might, become part of a spiritual community and make friends that way. A person who teaches a class, who kind of takes you under their wing and shares knowledge with you. These could be, important people that come into your life that Spirit guides towards you, or guides you towards, that can illuminate certain things for you, to help you to see things clearly, to help you to, like, literally restore your faith, or to even take a look at certain belief systems, right, that I said that you might have that need to change, and help you to see things in a different way. So what is this about the desert for group 3? The Fool, the Two of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Now, I think I want to... I'm actually going to look at the desert here. This is like the little mini version, the pocket-sized ones. What is that? 37. This book is so tiny. There it is. Oh boy, this is small. It says the drought, the wasteland, the badlands. The desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes call around you or surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. So we have the Ace of Wands here and the Two of Wands. The Ace of Wands is creative inspiration, a creative spark, inspiration towards this new beginning, right? So if you've been kind of left, so to say, in the desert, or gone through that time, right, starved for different things and dealing, like I said, with difficulty, the way in which Spirit is helping you is providing this inspiration, right? To help you to make plans and choices, and being willing to take a risk, take a leap of faith. The Fool is an energy of like a blank slate, right? Starting fresh, starting over. The Fool is about unlimited possibilities, unlimited potential. You creating what you want in that landscape, your new landscape. In a way, wanting you to let you know that all is possible. You can start over. You can start fresh. But this is also how you create here, right? Look at this Two of Wands where the guy is kind of holding the earth. Your world that you're creating, the world that you're living in, right? Your reality. What do you wish to put in it? Because in a way, this could be helping you to kind of clear, right, certain things out of your life and replace it with something better, something that is going to bring you joy, something that's going to bring you happiness and an inner knowing that this is possible for you. Okay, we've got the King of Wands at the bottom and the Seven of Wands. So in a way, I kind of feel like your spirit team is encouraging you to not give up. The Seven of Wands is about standing your ground. It's about facing challenge and facing adversity head on and knowing that you have the power, the strength, the confidence, the bravery to be able to overcome whatever it is that we perceive as this obstacle that seems like it's insurmountable, that you have the power within you to move through it. The King of Wands is about leadership. It's about forging your own path, a new path for yourself. That is you taking the lead in your own life and making it new. Right? Not depending on other people, not waiting for someone else to do XYZ for you. This is you taking control. You getting things done. You making things happen for you. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave this here for you, group 3. I do hope this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.